Hello, students, and welcome to our algebra lesson on vertical and horizontal lines. So first, we want you to carefully respond to an interesting question about this notion of reconciliation. We will explore today vertical and horizontal lines as equations on graphs and as equations unto themselves. Our essential question: what is the written form of a vertical line? What is the written form of a horizontal line? And how can I remember if it is x equals a number or y equals a number? We're going to watch the video, and we're working 2 pages on vertical and horizontal lines. We have 4 questions in our exit ticket today, and we'll go over those. Your homework is slope and graphing lines review. And that is 2 pages, but it's a lot of graphs, but not a lot of work, I don't think. Remember, if you're earning those extra points towards your Unit 3 test, your camera is gone for the full class. Respond when I call your name, and that could be at the beginning, the middle, or the end of the period. Submit your assignments in teams, okay? If you have questions, don't just let it go. Email me. We have to get those grades up. Tomorrow, Wednesday, is virtual high school visit day, and you're going to get meeting links. You probably already have them by now. Remember, success in this grade is a real resume booster for you guys as you go to high school. So, you definitely want to get a good recommendation from me for high school. And everything you're doing now works toward that. We have an interesting do now today, and it's about this notion of being reconciled or reconciliation. In finance or in consumer math, even, to reconcile means to check one account against another to see if it's compatible. That's sort of how they do an audit. But do you think that sometimes we keep a social account of our relationships with others? Do you sometimes do that? In other words, I was nice to them, so they should be nice to me. Or she gave me a gift, now I have to give her or him a gift. Is it a tit for tat? Is it do we do a social accounting of some sort? Are we keeping a track record of giving and receiving with our friends? Should friends' accounts always reconcile and match up? Should they always be in perfect balance? Or is there room in a friendship for the stakes to be a little bit uneven and really based on need? So I want you to respond to that question. Just write a sentence or two and think about it first. We'll come back to our exit ticket. But here is our class. Here's our paper, and our topic today is vertical and horizontal lines. So let's look at them. We have vertical lines and we have horizontal lines, and I've highlighted them in a nice bright blue, so you should be able to see them today. Vertical and horizontal lines. Vertical are the up and down ones. Horizontal are the left to right ones. So a vertical line is written in the form x equals a, okay? And that where a represents the line's x-intercept. In this case, that's the a. So in the case of this equation right here, it would be x equals, and we start at the origin, 0, 0, and we count 1, 2, 3. So x equals 3. Now, if we wrote that point as an ordered pair, it would be the x value of 3 and the y value of 0. Now, a horizontal line is written in the form of y equals a, where a represents the line's y-intercept right here. So the equation of the horizontal line you see there is y equals -1. And if we were to write that point there, it would be 0, because the x value is 0, -1. Now remember, if the line intersects the x-axis, it's x equal a. So we remember x-axis is x equals a. If the line intersects the y-axis, it's y equals a. So y-axis is y equals a, okay? So let's write the equation of these 6 graphs. So this is a vertical line, so it will be x equals, and this is the point of -2, so we can write x equals -2. Now we have a horizontal line, so that will be y equals, and it crosses the y-axis at 1, 2, 3. So that would be y equals 3. Again, we've got a horizontal line. It crosses the y-axis right here. And we'll count down. Here's the origin. Here's our 0, 0. We count down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for y equals -5. So try these 3 on your own and then come back. Okay, so number 4, we have a vertical line, so that means it's going to be x equals 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, here we have a line, it's vertical, so it will be x equals, but it is on the y-axis. Well, what is x equal at the y-axis? We talked about that right here. X equals 0 at the y-axis, so that's x equals 0. In the next one, I actually think I highlighted the y-axis instead of my point. My line, let's correct that. Okay, so this one, we definitely have a horizontal line. It's at 2, 0, 1, 2 on the y-axis, so that would be y equals 2. Okay, let's see, we have 6 more, so why don't you try them and then get back to me. Well, what we're doing is we're graphing here. Okay, so we're graphing y equals 5. So what does that mean? That is a horizontal line, so y equals, those are horizontal, and they cross the y-axis. Now, the vertical lines are x equals something. Those are vertical. And they cross the y-axis. Cross the x-axis. Okay, so if this is y equals 5, I look at the y-axis and I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. And then I draw my horizontal line straight across. Okay, now we have x equals -1. X equals is a vertical line. We start at 0, -1. So I'll draw my line straight down here. X equals -1. Now we have x equals 3. Again, a vertical line at 1, 2, 3. And y equals will be a horizontal line at -1, 2. At -2. How are we doing? Now another y equals, so that's going to be a horizontal line, and that will be crossing the y-axis at 4. So we count up 1, 2, 3, 4. And in number 12, we have x equals -7, so that will be a vertical line at -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. So let's answer some questions. So what is the slope of y equals 4? Well, y equals 4 is a horizontal line, and the slope would be 0. So the next question asks us, what is the slope of the line at x equals -2? Well, x equals -2 would be a vertical line. I didn't do a very good job of that. I think I'll just draw it. And the slope in that case of a vertical line is undefined. You all know that a vertical line is undefined. So that would be the same for x equals 0. X equals 0 is a vertical line on the y-axis. We actually have an example of that right here. X equals 0, a vertical line on the y-axis. So again, the slope of that would be undefined. So which axis is y equals -1 parallel to? So y equals -1 is a horizontal line, so that would be parallel to the x-axis. And which axis is x equal 4 parallel to? Well, that would be a vertical line, so it would be parallel to the y-axis. And it says, how does the graph of y equals 3, different from y equals 3x, graph both and explain? Well, y equals 3 is a horizontal line at 3, so that will go from here to here. So that would be y equals 3. Now we're going to draw y equals 3x. Y equals 3x goes through the origin, but it has a slope of 3, or we could think of it as 3/1. So if we start at the origin and we go up 3 and over 1, and we could go down 3 and to the left 1, there's our 3 points, and let's connect them with a smooth line. So that's our y equals 3x. So if we were to write out that answer, we would say y equals 3 has a slope of 0 and a y-intercept of 3. Now, y equals 3x has a slope of 3 and a y-intercept of 0. So let's go back up to that exit ticket. So what is the slope of y equals 15? So that would be a horizontal line. So the slope would be 0. What is the slope of x equals -5? Well, that would be a vertical line. So I'm going to put a horizontal line here, a vertical line here, and that would be undefined. So which axis is y equals -4 parallel to? That would be parallel to the x-axis. And which axis is x equals 7 parallel to? That would be parallel to the y-axis. Make sure you do your homework, think carefully about these. very highly tested. Vertical and horizontal lines show up a lot on standardized testing, and they will show up on your unit test as well. So keep working hard. I'm super proud of you. Let's take it all the way to Christmas and turn everything in. And if you do, you'll be great.